What's going on, Dodgers Nation? Doug McCain here. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DMac_LA. For all things Dodger baseball, be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and if you want to see even more Dodgers content, smash that like button. And as always, give me your takes down below in the comment section. Today's Dodgers Nation question of the day: how serious is the foreign substance problem in Major League Baseball, where pitchers are using sticky foreign substances on the baseballs, doctoring balls? On a scale of 1 to 10, how serious is this problem, and what should MLB do to address this sticky situation? I want your takes, especially on this one, down below in the comment section. And for all the latest Dodgers news, head over to DodgersNation.com. Okay, so if you've been following Major League Baseball this year, you know the pitching has been dominant. The bats have been historically bad. This year, 6 no-hitters already. The record is 7. It's happened 4 different times: 1990, 1991, 2012, and 2015. So they're on pace to set a new record. The pitching has been dominant. Hitters are striking out nearly 1/4 of their at-bats this year. It's not a good look for Major League Baseball. The new ball completely backfired on the league. There's even less action than there was last season, and Baseball Prospectus found that the ball is actually 1% lighter, it's spinning more, it's harder to hit, and it's flying less. So it's really a nightmare baseball if you're a hitter this year. And then you add the fact that Major League Baseball only had a 60-game regular season last year. It's very difficult for these hitters to readjust to a full 162-game season and try to catch up to this elite pitching. But let's dive into this Sports Illustrated article that details the use of foreign substances by pitchers right now in Major League Baseball. Over the past 2 or 3 years, pitchers' illegal application to the ball of what they call sticky stuff, at first a mixture of sunscreen and rosin, now various forms of glue, has become so pervasive that one recently retired hurler estimates that 80 to 90% of pitchers are using it in some capacity. This sticky stuff helps increase spin on pitches, which in turn increases their movement, making them more difficult to hit. That's contributed to an offensive crisis that has seen the league-wide batting average plummet to a historically inept .236. So look, at this point, it's pretty much common knowledge that at least 80 to 90% of pitchers in the league right now are using some form of substance on the baseball. They're doctoring it, and they're getting away with it because Major League Baseball isn't policing it. Look, if you have a rule, but you don't police it, is it really a rule in the first place? And then the article got really specific about the Los Angeles Dodgers. According to the data, LA has by a large margin the highest year-to-year increase of any club in spin rate on four-seam fastballs, which are considered a bellwether pitch. In fact, the Dodgers' four-seam spin rate is higher than that of any other team in the StatCast era. There's no proof the Dodgers are doctoring baseballs, but nearly across the board, their hurlers' spin rates on that pitch have increased this season from last. If you look at the spin rates for the Dodgers this year, there has been an increase across the board. Walker Buehler, a plus 83 RPM increase. Julio Urias, plus 34. Clayton Kershaw, plus 75. Kenley Jansen, plus 261. Jimmy Nelson, plus 180. Victor Gonzalez, plus 123. Dennis Santana, plus 170. And then there's the king of all spin, Trevor Bauer. Look, if Trevor Bauer was in a band in the 90s, it'd be the spin doctors, because no one is spinning it like him, and no one improved his spin rate like he did. In 2018, his spin rate on his four-seam fastball was 2,322 RPMs. In 2019, that number jumped up to 2,410 RPMs, and then in 2020, when he won his Cy Young, that number spiked to 2,779 RPMs, and then this year, 2,835 RPMs on that four-seam fastball. So you're seeing a pretty insane increase in those spin rates. So it's pretty much scientifically proven at this point that you can only experience modest gains to your spin rate unless you use a foreign substance. So I think the entire league is using it at this point, but I do think we're at the point where it's starting to get out of control. An anonymous National League reliever told Sports Illustrated that he played for a team that hired a chemist away from another club whose duties include developing sticky stuff. So we're at the point where we've got Balco for sticky stuff, and it's not just pine tar at this point. I mean, it's crazy. You've got guys out here using Tyrus Sticky Grip, Firm Grip Spray, Pelican Grip Dipstick, and Spider Tack, a glue intended for use in World's Strongest Man competitions and whose advertisements show someone using it to lift a cinder block with his palm. You've got guys using surfing wax. I mean, what will they think of next? And I think at this point, it's out of control. They need to do something to it. I think the pitchers, the league, they need to get together and come with a universal grip that they can use, a universal substance that these guys can apply to these baseballs. Because the old adage, oh, we're just trying to do it so we don't hit guys in the head with these baseballs. No, that's not what they're doing. They want the spin. They want this wicked movement. And at this point, it looks like you have mortals going up against wizards on the mound. Because the reality is that if baseball is played like this for so many years, if for the last 90 years you had guys hitting 236 as a league, this league wouldn't be this league. Baseball wouldn't be this popular. It would have probably ceased to exist a long time ago. So they need to do something at this point. Just listen to Charlie Blackmon describe what it's like to try to hit one of these doctored baseballs this season. I'm tired of hearing people say that players only want to hit home runs. That's not why people are striking out. They're striking out because guys are throwing 97-mile-an-hour super sinkers or balls that just go straight up with all this sticky stuff and the new baseball spin rate. That's why guys are striking out, because it's really hard not to strike out. There's some pitchers where if you swing where your eyes tell you, you won't hit the ball even if you're on time. And then yesterday, they asked Dodgers catcher Will Smith about these foreign substances, its impact on the game, how they intend to police it, and here's what he had to say.
I don't know. I guess you see it across the league where, some guys are blatantly using it. But, as far as it goes for me, I mean, I don't know. It doesn't really affect me that much, I feel like, as a hitter. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see what they do with it. So yeah, I don't really know what's gonna happen with it.
Now, a couple things I want to say on this matter before we head out are, one, you can't be in denial about this issue. You have to accept the fact that most pitchers right now are using foreign substances and they're getting more sophisticated, and it has a big impact on the game, especially if you're a hitter. Now, the second thing I want to say is it did kind of feel like a little bit of a hit piece towards the Los Angeles Dodgers by Sports Illustrated. Yes, you saw the spin rate increases, but you also saw the Dodgers trade away Dylan Floro, trade away Adam Klarick. They didn't re-sign Pedro Baez, and they brought in guys that have high spin rates, guys like Jimmy Nelson, guys like Trevor Bauer, guys like Garrett Clevenger and Alex Vesia. It did point that out in the piece, but it's also a factor when you look at the uptick in spin rate that the Dodgers have experienced. Now, when it comes to the Dodgers, I don't think they're cheating. I wouldn't call the Dodgers cheaters. I would say this is a part of the culture of Major League Baseball right now, and the Dodgers are just one of every single team in Major League Baseball. All 30 teams are doing it. Most pitchers are using some type of foreign substance. It just comes down to what is the league going to do to enforce it, to try to police it. And once they establish some rules, then if you break those rules, then I think you're going to be considered a cheater, because right now they're not enforcing those rules. It was like back in the day where they were hitting home runs and they were all juiced and everyone was having fun, and then you saw them start to put some rules in place and guys start facing suspension. So what I want the league to do right now is to either A, set a standard, set some rules, set some real legitimate punishments if you do think this is bad for the game, or two, legalize certain substances. There have to be some substances that can give pitchers a better grip on that baseball where it helps the pitchers, but it doesn't give them such an advantage where they can throw pitches that are impossible to hit. Or three, just juice the damn baseballs again. Just juice them. Do what you got to do to where we're seeing more bombs in the game, because that's the biggest issue I have is right now it doesn't feel like a level playing field between the pitchers and the hitters. But I think they need to do something. I think it's very important, but let me know down below in the comments. On a scale of 1 to 10, how big of an issue is this for Major League Baseball right now? I want all your takes right down below in the comments section. What would you do if you were the commissioner in this issue? My name is Doug McCain. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DMac_LA. For all things Dodger baseball, be sure to subscribe to the Dodgers Nation YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. And if you want to see even more Dodgers content, smash that like button. For all latest Dodgers Nation t-shirts, head over to GearUp.LA. For latest Dodgers news, head over to DodgersNation.com. And until next time, think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.